Dave Hodgson. Daybreak on Talk Radio Europe.
Okay, welcome back to Daybreak with Dave and Nikki. Nikki, introduce our next guest for us, please.
Yes, so we are now joined live in the studio by Phil Booker, who is the co-founder of the V16 Road Safety Partnership, established to educate expats on Spain's new law requiring all vehicles to carry a V16 light from January the 1st, 2026. So, Phil, welcome to TRE. Oh, we got the claps and everything.
Nikki, thank you for that intro.
There you go. Morning, Phil. Good to have you with us. How's life?
Yeah, not too bad at all, is it?
Are you ready for Christmas yet?
Our son was asking us to put the decorations up about the middle of November, but we held out until last weekend.
We did last weekend as well. Yeah. Just before, we usually do the 1st of December, and we did it last weekend. Well done for holding out, because the temptation is to go early. Yeah. And then it kind of, you don't get the thrill of having it at this time of year.
I'm actually a bit late. I haven't actually put mine up yet, so I need to get around to doing that.
Not good enough, right.
I'm behind.
Right, then tell us more. What is a V16 light? We've heard a lot of the commercials on TRE recently and that new law change, but in a nutshell, what is a V16 light? Phil, please.
The V16 light is a replacement for the traditional red warning triangles that all drivers have to have in Spain and have had to have these for many years. And the V16 light is a light that you're able to keep in your glove compartment, and when you switch it on, it sends a message through the GPS to the Spanish DGT, locating your position where you've broken down. Now, there's very good reason why this has happened. It isn't just a money-making scheme for the DGT or the people or all the companies that are selling it. First and foremost, up to about 200 people a year are killed or injured in Spain when getting out of their cars and placing the warning triangles down and walking back to their cars. I mean, it's there. The triangle was there as a safety measure, and actually it's not so safe if you're on a busy motorway. So with these, you're able to just sort of reach into your glove compartment, put them on top of your car because they've got a magnet. All of them are magnetized. And then you're able to step out of your car maybe on the safer side. So there is very good reason for
Phil, just if you can get as close into that microphone, that's better. Thank you. So the V16 light is replacing the red warning triangle. Do people need to keep that, do we know? Or is that just not going to be... Because actually that's quite dangerous putting that out, isn't it?
Exactly that, Dave. So no, it replaces the warning triangle. So it is, as Nikki said, law as of the 1st of January. Everybody has to have one of these in their car, and the red warning triangle will no longer be needed.
So just to confirm, there is a period between now and the 1st where the red triangle is still in use, but the V16 light is also in use. But then from the 1st of January, no more red triangle.
Correct. And even though we are not the law, what we anticipate is that there probably will be a sort of a bedding in period, discretionary period. I'd imagine that if you break down over those first few months of next year, if you're not displaying a V16 light and the police were to go past, they're likely to sort of stop and just give you some advice that you need one, or if you were to have broken down and you put the red warning triangle again.
But don't take the risk, because you never know, you might get a police officer who's not had a great morning. You're
right, Dave, and that risk will be up to €200. That is the fine that has been passed through Spanish government. So it is a €200 fine if you break down and you don't display one of the V16 lights.
So you briefly mentioned some of these. What are the safety features on the V16?
The safety features are that first of all, that once that's on the car, you're able to step out of it safely. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that the beacon itself can be seen up to 1 kilometre away. Obviously, depending on the time of day, if it's in bright sunshine. But what the beacon is also doing is not only is it transmitting a signal to the DGT, but many of your listeners will be used to be using Google Maps or potentially Waze. And you know, when you're driving down the road, you might be on a motorway, and if you're using one of those apps and it says driver on the hard shoulder, and you go past, how do they know that they're there? I mean, we're always like, how do they know that they're... These lights will also be transmitting to that network.
Oh, right.
And letting other drivers know that somebody broken down. I think that's particularly important, that maybe you're on a more of a remote road, you might have broken down, you're just round a corner, And it was nice that other drivers coming along, if they're using the mapping system, will actually know that you're there. So there is good reason for it.
What about those who maybe drive into Spain, a couple of times a year maybe, or bring their car down from the UK or other parts of Europe, and it's not a Spanish registered car?
It's a good question. They are not legal, or they are not required by law if you're in a non-Spanish registered vehicle. But you'll have a lot of listeners that actually keep cars here and travel back, and that's something that they may want to be thinking about as well. If they have the ability of purchasing lights, having those sent to their address or somebody that they know that's close by, because the second that they arrive here back next year, the fact is that if they haven't bought one of these lights and they were to break down, then they would need one.
You might not know the answer to this one, but if that light goes off and it's all connected to DGT, do the DGT respond to you breaking down, or do they just kind of see where you are?
Great question. So it depends on where you are, Dave.
Yeah.
So if you were on a very busy motorway, it's rush hour, you're just outside Madrid, you're broken down and you're causing carnage.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then there's every chance that the emergency services, the breakdown services, will be sent to you. Or it could be that you're actually seeing that you're in a very vulnerable position. Yeah. At which point they'll be sent out. Aside from that, it's still down to you to call your grewer and for the grewer to come out and get you. But maybe he'll be able to see you a little bit easier once he actually arrives.
And it's not, would it? I mean, this would be a great idea if it, again, is it linked to your roadside assistance, or could that be something that happens in the future maybe?
It's not linked to roadside assistance. I don't know if it will be something that's linked to roadside assistance, but that question...
I think that's a great idea.
So Dave's going to develop an app for everybody which will link your DGT lights to roadside assistance.
If you want to do that, you are good to do
so. But what that does make me think about is that, and it's an important thing to mention, the light itself is just is the thing that is registered. It is not you. So when you buy the light, you're not registering it to yourself. It's not being registered to your vehicle. It's just the physical light itself that needs to be registered with the DGT.
So they don't know which car's broken down.
No.
We actually have a question that's just come in from Lynn that says there seems to be some confusion online as to whether these lights need to be registered after you get them. Some say there is a barcode that needs to be scanned. Others say that's not necessary.
Nikki, another brilliant question. So there is a difference between the types of DGT lights that are, or DGT approved lights that are on the market. A lot of the supermarkets, I can't say which ones, but a lot of the supermarkets and a lot of the other mainstream stores in Spain are selling lights around about the €35 mark. Yeah. And you're right, Nikki. What has to happen with those? In fact, I've got one of those in my hands. I know the listeners can't see it, but what would happen? What happens with one of these lights is that you need to on the box there'll be a serial number. You'd need to write down the serial number. You then need to scan a QR code. You need to go through to the Spanish DGT 3.0 app. You need to then enter that serial number into the app. You've got to wait around 5 or 6 minutes for it to respond to you. And there has been a lot of feedback that actually people have had to repeat this process 5-6 times because the app's been falling over. So the question from your caller is correct. However, the lights that your listeners have been heard advertised on TRE, all that happens with these ones, and again I know your listeners can't see it, is that you take the light out of the box, you switch it on.
Oh, that is bright.
And 100 seconds later, it's registered itself to the DGT. You do not need to scan any QR codes. You don't need to take down any serial numbers. So these ones, which your listeners can buy by going to TRE.radio at $49.95, you've got to think, for the extra €15, is that worth it? We think that it is. And there's also a couple of markets specifically. We have actually a TRE customer that got in contact with us that bought one of these lights. His name was Barry, and he was in a little bit of a panic because he didn't have a smartphone. And we were able to communicate with him. And there's a lot of elderly people that don't or even listeners that don't have a great command of the Spanish language.
Are you able to take a phone call? I forgot to ask you this earlier on from a listener.
Yes, as long as they're going to be nice to me.
Got to be nice. Good morning, you're live on TRE. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
It's just a quick question. How do you test that to make sure it's working? Because if you put the batteries in it and you press the button, then you'll be trying to connect to the transport department.
Okay, before that, what's your name? Where are you calling from, please, sir?
My name's Jimmy, and I'm calling from Marbella.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Jimmy, it's Phil here. The bottom line here is that whether or not you're buying the light that's available through TRE.radio or whether or not you're buying one through a supermarket, the fact is, Jimmy, is that once you switch that light on, you've got to trust that it's working. Now, the ones that are being sold through TRE, these actually have a Vodafone eSIM in them. And don't worry, Jimmy, you don't have to pay a monthly subscription on it. That Vodafone eSIM, and Vodafone is kind of probably a brand that everybody trusts when it comes to connectivity. That Vodafone eSIM is got guaranteed connectivity till 2040. So I can't answer your question and just say, Jimmy, you're going to receive any obvious signal to you that the light is registered, but certainly with the lights where you only have to switch them on and do that rather than actually go through a registration process, it would seem more sensible to go down that route, in my slightly biased opinion.
Jimmy, does that answer it for you?
Yes, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you for your
Have
call.
a good day, lads.
And bless you. Thank you. Okay.
Of course, the deadline is coming up very quickly. 1st of January is when the Spanish law is like these V16 lights need to be in use. So if they were to buy them through TRE, which the link is on the website, as you mentioned, TRE.radio. The link is also on our Facebook page if you want to look there. So how quickly can people get these delivered once they've been ordered?
What we are trying to do is your partners. If the orders are placed before 4 o'clock on any given day, they will be dispatched the same day, should be delivered to you within 24 hours. All the product is Spanish manufactured. The products are sitting in Spain. And once the product has been dispatched, your customers will receive an email. It's got a tracking link on it. And we've so far delivered hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lights, and we've had no problems with that at all. But we will always remain available as a contact point for all of that for your listeners.
Oh, right, and you may have already touched on this, so I was trying to do a few bits and bobs. So the actual setup itself, is that relatively easy once you've got the light?
Yeah, just to go through that again.
Yeah, sorry, you have done
that. Dave, honestly, no problems at all. With this light, and it's good to repeat this actually, Dave, because there has been so much confusion in the market. With this particular light, all the lights that you can buy around about the sort of 49-50 euro mark, when you switch them on, after 100 seconds, they automatically connect themselves and register themselves to the DGT. Yeah. It is as simple as that.
Fabulous.
So it's great for the elderly or expats who can't understand Spanish instructions and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Or me who doesn't follow instructions.
yeah, exactly. I'm always asking my wife anything new, and I go, how do we do that?
Turn it on, see if it works.
Yeah. We've also had Colin that says, good morning. It would be good to mention that the new rules about warning lights only apply to Spanish registered vehicles.
He's completely correct. But that is going to be motorcycles as well, as cars, as vans. It is the whole fleet. But Colin's absolutely right. If you're driving across the border and you're in a non-Spanish registered vehicle, the lights don't apply. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't still be a good idea for you to have them, if we base on the fact that those red warning triangles weren't as safe as we always thought.
If you're going to be coming to Spain on a regular basis, definitely, I think.
Why not have one?
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Anything else you want to add there to that, Phil, before we...
No, I think we've covered it.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming? Good Christmas present?
It's probably... Look, we are definitely going to be running promotions saying it could be a stocking filler. It's not the most exciting stocking filler that anybody can get.
It's important, though. It's practical and important.
How about that actually... No, I was going to say you leave it on inside the stocking, but then probably on Christmas morning you don't want the Grua turning up inside your house. So no, forget that. Forget that. Can you delete that part?
Delete that part. Yeah. I was just going to say stick it under the tree. You got some extra Christmas lights as well. So just go for it.
Stick on the roof of your house.
Oh, there we are.
You can have 5 of them on the...
Santa will know where you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Does Santa need one?
That's true. Does the sleigh?
I don't know.
Is it with the DGT connected?
I was going to say you put 5 of them on the balcony. balcony has some Christmas lights, you might end up with like 5 growers outside your house by the end of the night.
Listen, hopefully if he breaks down and he hasn't got one, the DGT won't fine him €200.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Phil, just give us your contact details, please, if you can.
For us, this is purely through TRE.radio. Okay, we are the V16 Road Safety Partnership. We are your partners. We're the ones that source the products, supplying the products, delivering the products. But for your listeners, TRE.radio, all the information is there.
Go to our website. Thank you very much, Phil. Happy motoring.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Take care.
Right, this is one of the songs from our...